It's probably not too much of a discussion that Virgil van Dijk is one of the best defenders in the world, if not the very best. And apart from being blessed with almost OP strength and speed, Van Dijk's defending is something that we can all learn from. So in today's video, I'll take a look at 3 things that every defender should learn from Van Dijk. So first of all, let's establish why the Big Dutchman is amongst the very best defenders in the world. He reads the game extremely well, is incredibly fast and super strong, and very difficult to get past. And when you finally do, he'll easily catch you. But the problem is that these things are hard to learn from just watching his game. Sure, he's awesome because of his great physique, but you're not going to learn much from seeing that Van Dijk is fast or strong. However, even if you're not built like a Greek god, there's actually still a lot to take from his game. The first bit I want to look at is how Van Dijk is very proactive in his defending, meaning that he actively tries to force attackers into positions where he knows they're less dangerous or where he can close them down by staying on his feet and actively positioning himself to close off one area and opening up the area where he wants the attacker to go. Let's take a look at a 2 versus 1 situation here where Van Dijk is alone against Sissoko and Son against Spurs. Now he knows that if he rushes towards Sissoko, he's gonna square the ball to Son, who will then have a lot of open space alone with the keeper. And that's pretty dangerous. No, instead, Van Dijk deliberately closes off the passing lane to Son, forcing Sissoko to continue running with the ball. And because Van Dijk is still close enough to him, Sissoko doesn't have time to set up his stronger right foot and ends up scuffing the shot because he shoots with his left. So, okay, Van Dijk let an opponent get a shot on goal, which is always a risk, but he at least managed to force Spurs into having the weaker finisher of the 2 available, taking the shot with his weak foot. And in that particular 2 versus 1 situation, that was by far the best outcome, as he prevented a potential sweaty tap-in goal from Son. Another situation from a Spurs game is where Van Dijk covers both Dele Alli and Lucas Moura, but he can't rush towards Dele because Moura will then have the chance to be played in behind him, so he stays low and then forces Dele to come closer to him, because now Dele is close enough to the box to see that the pass behind Van Dijk isn't viable, as Alisson can come and claim the ball, and then Van Dijk moves up to tackle. In other words, he waits, shutting off all the attacker's options and luring him into a corner where Van Dijk can then easily dispossess him with low risk. So try to teach yourself to always be aware of where you can force the attackers to go in order to make them the least dangerous, and then only go in for the tackle once you know that you won't open up space behind you. The second thing that Van Dijk is great at is interceptions, as he's great at anticipating the worst outcome for him and then spotting potential passes to a player in front of him. So he stays close, but often without getting physical with the attacker, and just when the pass is made, he moves in front of the attacker at the last second. Because, hey, the attacker will expect the ball to simply come to him, and since he hasn't felt Van Dijk close, he'll most likely just stand there and anticipate the ball so he can turn around. In other words, he's already thinking about his next move and not about getting to the ball first. So if you spot an opening like this with the attacker having his back to the goal, there's a great chance to intercept. And yes, there is a risk if you miss the interception, so only do this if you have backup in the sense of teammates behind you or around you who can fall in and cover for you if you miss it. Finally, Van Dijk is not only super aware when it comes to winning the ball, he's actually also extremely good at understanding and reading the flow of the game with the ball itself. Because if you start looking at him, you'll notice that most of the time, he's constantly moving the ball or moving with the ball. He simply looks up to see open space and then moves into it if it's possible. So Van Dijk understands that you can't dwell in the ball, because if you're then pressed hard, the opponent will have momentum while you're standing still, and then it'll be extremely hard to accelerate out or get a good pass away. So move with the ball, look up, and find that empty space like Van Dijk does. So there you have it, my friends, 3 things that every defender should learn from Virgil van Dijk. But which player should we take a look at next? Let me know in the comment section right down below. Go shop Van Dijk's Tiempo Legend 8 in the link to your left, and then go and learn some more wicked football skills in the playlist in the bottom of your screen. And with that said, guys, I'm signing off. Cheerio.